What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and today on Dice and Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing what is a long-awaited game here for us. It is Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon by Awaken Realms. It is designed by Marcin, Świerkot, and Krzysztof, Piskorski. I hope I pronounced those right. Don't speak Polish, but think I'm pretty close. In any case, this is a game for 1 to 4 players. It does have a solo mode, so that's great. You can play the game solo. What you're going to be doing is questing across Avalon, attempting to resolve what you need to resolve during the chapters, maybe even getting some side quests, fighting monsters as you try to save the land from the horror that has befallen it. This is a mix of Arthurian legend as well as some Celtic legends as well. If you notice, there is, I believe there's a Dullahan in this box. So with that being said, let's go over to our top-down camera and take a look at what's inside. Let's take a look at what's in the box for Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. The box just arrived not that long ago, and I've been very much eagerly awaiting seeing what's in here. Now, there are 2 things I did throw in the box quickly that were in the packaging. We did get a nice backer letter from Awaken Realms. So just some important notice and just a very nice thank you. I really feel that it's a nice touch that they do with all of their Kickstarter games. I also like this, the sticker, the seal there. We also got this Grail journal, which can be used to track your progress through the game. Now, I know it's a little tight. I'm hoping that nothing goes off camera, but I want to give you a good look as to what is in the box. Now, here we've got the almanac, which came with the game, which I think is really cool. Just gives you a little bit of explanation as to all of the locations, some of the wildlife, and I do love the art that we're getting in this. Now, there is a quick start guide that comes for the game, explains how to set up your character and how to play. Then we've got the full rule book. Now, I do like, I'll slide it over so you can see everything. I do like the look of the rule book. Good graphic design, nice explanations. So you can see it's a big rule book, so it doesn't quite all fit on camera, but everything you need to learn is here. Now we've got the exploration journal, and I wasn't quite sure why we had this packaging. I did take a quick peek when it arrived, but we have this here to protect the spine because this is a spiral bound book. So it's a little tricky to get off. That's because it takes on the plastic. Let's rip the plastic at the same time. And I believe it should probably come off a little easier if I can just slide it out. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, ripping the plastic was definitely the way to go. Throw this aside. So here we've got our exploration journal, everything that we need to play the game. I'm quite eager to get into it and really see what the game has to offer. We have our save sheet. We do have some character information here with Ailey, Arev, Maggot, Beor, and Niam. So these I'm actually probably going to take to get laminated because I want them to last a long time. They are good quality paper, but it does feel like something that could easily get damaged and destroyed. Now, we had Niam separate as she was a Kickstarter bonus, so she was separate from the other characters. Now, let's take the lid off, but at the same time, we're going to grab the pack of characters. I do really like how when it comes to just all the packaging, everything has its place for Awaken Realms. Now, these boards are a little packed a little bit tighter than I would like to see them, but it's not going to be too difficult to get opened. All right, so we've got Avalon, and what's neat is you can see that the characters sort of fit in their character boards. Now we've got the green for Avalon, blue for Bior. Let's see if he pops in and out. Yep. We've got Maggot, who's brown. And then we have Arev, who is the white character. Now we can just pop, just give an example. You can pop Niam into any board, but we do not get a specific character board for her. So we'll put the characters all nicely back here. And let's start taking a look at what we've got in here. We're going to start with the minis. We've got plenty of different packages of cards to open up and take a look at. I do like the fact that we've got plastic tokens. Not quite sure what these are for. We'll just move them. But I wanted to showcase we did get a few plastic bags included to help sort everything. Now let's take a look at some of these evil enemies. Lots of details on the miniatures. Great quality. It's something that you can never fault Awaken Realms for, is the quality of the miniatures. Now these are glued together, but still very good. Like, just look at the detail of the fallen warrior here. Really think he looks awesome. So these are our 3 enemies that we'll be facing. And I know there's going to be more enemies as we get different types of people on the cards. But these are the figures that will be moving around the map. So here's another guy. Not quite sure what his name is. I knew during the campaign, but it is slipping my mind right now. And the bases also have some texturing to them, which I think is really cool. So here we've got Bior, one of the hero minis. And it's a little tight, so just be careful when you're pulling your minis in and out. Now this, I believe, is Alie. Here we've got, with the scythe, Arev. Once again, all these minis are highly detailed. And here we've got, drawing a blank on the wizard's name. Luckily, I can just reference it right here. We've got Maggot, the wizard. Maybe he isn't a wizard, but he definitely looks like one to me. I'm going to just move this stuff. These papers do just touch one. Pretty sure I could have damaged it fairly easily. And here we've got the mini for Niam, as we got her as well when we purchased the game. Now here we've got the dice that we're going to be rolling. These are custom dice. We got some blank faces. Looks like we've got some directions, X. Not quite sure how these all affect the gameplay. Really haven't gone through the rule book at all. Now let's start taking a look at all these different packs of cards that we have, and a little bit as to what we're getting in this box. So we've got different orders, so really all your reference cards right here. So we can set the board for different directions, or we're going to go exploring. So these all look to be different locations on the map that we're going to be putting together. And everything here is definitely map tiles. So we'll put those back right here. Next, let's open up the smaller pack of cards. And not too difficult to open up. I do like this packaging compared to something like Simon's. So these look to be secret cards. So we've got all these different secrets. Let's take a quick peek at them, what do they do. So a secret could be a neat weapon. We won't spoil it any more than that. I don't really want to know too much more. Here we've got these different numbered cards, which possibly look to be like events or different things that will come up as we play the game. Now we can continue looking at this. Looks to be like we've got some more secrets. Yeah, so these are items as well as secret cards, judging from the look of it. So we got a few of the last secrets here, and the rest are items. So I'm not spoil anything. We'll place these secrets back in here. And let's take a look at some of the items. So we've got rusty swords, poison dagger, runic sword, I thought I saw. Yeah, runic sword, giant sledgehammer, fishing nets, shields. So all the equipment that you're going to need to quest across Avalon and hopefully succeed in saving the land. Now let's go through here and see what we've got here. We've got diplomacy cards, and looks to be like on one side we've got some enemies. Now these are a little harder to get open, but not too bad. Yeah, it's just loose enough now. I should be able to get it. So here we go. We've got all the diplomacy cards as well as combat cards. So let's take a look at the combat. So these are all some of the different things we're going to be facing. Scurry away. Oh, so these actually look to be for specific characters. These are all for Niam, actually. So these are her combat cards. And then these look to be her diplomacy cards. So that explains why they're in a separate package as they were added on. You'll notice that you can lose 1 wealth key and 1 rep. So all of these look to be like they're things that will affect your character and also different things that you can do during combat against creatures. Now we do have a bag that is here. So I'm just going to place the cards right in the bag. We do have a lot of content in this game, and I don't want everything ending up everywhere. We'll place this deck over here for the moment, and we'll see what we've got right here. It says open and play. Do not shuffle this deck. We'll take a quick look at it, and we'll keep everything in order. I actually may decide to put this into the plastic bag. So open and play. So we've got definitely some event cards, and then it looks to be like different things that show up in the game. All sorts of different combat cards and a way to sit. So this looks to be like some saved encounters. I thought we would see, when I saw the combat here, I thought they'd be for a specific character, but it's not quite clear who they're for. So we'll just leave that like that. We'll place Niame's cards right in here and keep that sub separate. Now I'll open this all up when I get to the game. We do have a bunch of cubes. You can see all the different spaces for cubes and different things on the character boards. So those will all just stay in the packaging until I'm ready to open them up. We've got these tokens, and they shouldn't be too bad to keep track of. I'll throw them in a bag. But here we get some gold, which looks like Grail tokens, timing tokens, which are the gray ones. And they're going to definitely be part of the quest. Like I said, I have not played the game, so I'm not quite sure. And I'm just realizing that some of that stuff had slipped a little off camera. It's a little big. Sorry that some of the stuff was cut off. So place these in there. And then we've got these other 4 tokens. Not quite sure what they're for. Definitely must be character related. Could be a tracking token for players' boards. Don't quite see anything that it relates to. It's got a different symbol than what I've seen. There's definitely looks to be like there's a lot of iconography in the game, so keep that in mind when you're getting ready to learn how to play it. We'll just stack everything in here for now. Keep this bag at the ready in case there's something else that needs to go inside it. Now we'll work through all the other packs of cards. This is definitely not the shortest unboxing I've ever done. And we've got one last bit of content that arrived in Wave 1. So it looks to be chapter setups. So these are different setups for the chapters. After this, we've got random event cards. It could be things like good weather, heavy rainfalls, unnatural chills. Overall, it looks to be different aspects that will affect some of what's going on in the game. We'll place all this back there. Gonna have to sort through everything, get some plastic bags. Maybe even have to go to Michael's to buy some smaller bags just to really sort everything by the different characters. Now here we've got a whole slew of combat cards. So these are all combat cards with different things. Now, unlike the ones that we opened for Neom, there's different colors, so they could relate to different types of abilities, but they look to be far more generic. I'm guessing that some of the stuff we saw here was maybe what you would get when you start the game, whereas things like this, like the Heroic Strike you can see here, will be power-ups that come as you go through the campaign. I'll place those back in the storage area. There is definitely some room. I think you can get away with sleeving the cards. Not sure if you'll be able to do it with the extra thick sleeves, however. So here we've got more combat cards, different advancement pools. So all this looks to be like stuff you can get for advancement. So these are just advancement pool cards. I guess this is a way for us to maybe organize the combat in here. I'll place these cards back where they were. Now here we've got what looks to be a slew of generic diplomacy cards. So these will come up as we play the game. We also have the character ones here. As you can see, Beor's cards, Ile's cards, Arev's. So everything that we need for the specific character that we are playing. Place those. They were going like this. Move the combat cards closer to where the combat was. Now here we've got even more diplomacy cards. Now these may be the more generic ones that we can gain as we play the game. There we go. And we're into the packaging. So much plastic. So here we've got just a whole slew of different diplomacy cards. These look to be the generic ones that you'll be able to level up as you play, like Eye for Detail, get to draw an extra card, Compelling Sermon. Lots of cool stuff that'll happen as you journey across the land of Avalon. So we've got 4 more packs of cards to open up. And then we're going to be moving on to the Monsters of Avalon that arrived as well in the first wave. Now here we've got revealed location cards, saved events. So just a way for us to really sort of divide the cards. It'd been nice if they're a little bit bigger, but I get why they also weren't. So we've got different special events here. And these are all events for different chapters. So I'm not don't want to spoil it, but as you can see, you get some information, what you have to do, and then a hint as to how to accomplish it. So they're all events that are going to be showing up as you play the game. Now, let's try to avoid some spoilers. We'll place that back in here. Next, we have Encounter. This looks to be the Encounter deck. So maybe we'll finally see what the monsters and things like that we're facing. So yeah, here we've got, let's just see if they're all encounters. They are different levels of encounters, purple and green. So green encounters looks to be more forest creatures. Seems like we've got like their stats or their difficulty level, what happens on a roll, the loot we get, and don't understand the rest of the iconography. So all these green ones look to be things that are more in the forest and in nature. Everything's purple here. It started with the whispering wisp, hard to say, is all more supernatural and starts getting into that sort of horror element and less on the side of your woodland creatures. So we'll place that back. 2 more packs to go. And we got some more different types of encounter cards. Let's take a quick look here. And you are going insane. Sounds like a Cthulhu game. So we've got blue and white encounter cards. So blue encounter cards seem to be more like events, sick fraudsters, drunken knights, whelping orphan, different things that can happen as you're exploring the land of Avalon. As we get into the blue cards, they seem to be more your human villains that have now arisen in Avalon that are going to get in your way. So that's pretty cool. I do like the variety and the ease of seeing what you're facing without having it, like given away. So that's pretty cool. Now we'll take a look at what's in this last deck of cards. And then we'll come back at you with the Monsters of Avalon. So cards for going insane. Cards for you're dying in co-op or you're just dying. And then we've got a whole slew of combat cards. These are all combat cards. So potentially maybe one makes up your starting deck. And then we've got the ones for Beor, Aile, Arav, Maggot. We've got everything we need there. So these are why they're separate. It's really your starting cards, and I'll slip one of these You're Going Insane cards in there just to remind myself. So we've got these explain what happens if you're dying and what happens if you're going insane. So let's just find the card. Perfect. Place these with it. And there you have it. We've gone through everything that is in the base box for Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. We'll place the characters back where they go. Overall, very satisfied with the components and the quality. Just 1 or 2 things that I do not love, like the character details. I'll place everything back in the box. I'll rather put this under there. It's a little heavy. We've got the letter. Let's get the lid back on it. And there you go. So we will continue on our quest, and I'll be coming back at you with the Monsters of Avalon very shortly. Let's take a look at what's in the box for Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon, the Monsters of Avalon. Now, we've got a nice guide here that shows us where we can put all the monsters. This will be much faster unboxing. Now, I don't know all the names. I can try to guess. I saw some of them on the cards, but I also wanted to showcase this. We did get a really cool first player coin. Now, this came with Nemesis during the Nemesis Kickstarter. So let's see what we have now. I'll just leave this center because I'm going to put everything back after I take it out. I'm going to try to make some guesses here. Here it looks like we've got some type of treant, but definitely one that's twisted and corrupted. Doesn't look overly fragile, but it's one of the ones I would try to be careful with. Here we got what looks to be like some type of Lich, draining the life out of people. Lots of detail to the mini. Looks absolutely great. Very cool. I love having all of these monsters like in minis. Be careful putting it back. That staff is a little weak and this thing fits back a little awkwardly. Here we've got some type of goblin, but not one that you'd want to see walking down an alley, and definitely not one I've seen in like D&D. Another really solid mini. This should be the angry mob. Torches. Lots of detail though. I mean, just look at, you can see, try to add some musculature. Guys will look great painted. I might have to start getting into painting minis, but if I start that, I kind of need to win the lottery to have the time to paint it all. Here we've got what looks to be like a fallen knight. Someone that's going to block our path. Maybe a stronger highwayman. Not quite sure. Looks to be some type of witch or, excuse me, someone that's got something to do with or it could be a druid actually. I think it's a druid. Now this, no idea what it is. No clue. Quite terrifying. Can definitely see this from the makers of Nemesis. Here you've got a giant eagle. Also, he looks like he's been stabbed and had a rough time, so probably not the one that's most friendly to humans, but lots of detail on the mini and would look great painted. I also think that just the packaging would probably do well to protect any painted minis. Here we've got a corrupted bear, or at least something that was once a bear. Not quite sure what it is now, but it is definitely terrifying. Yeah. Just be careful when you're taking out some of the minis, as you'll notice right now. They can get a little stuck. Here we've got something that was clearly once a horse. Maybe now it's got a little bit of cat or something else in there. Quite a terrifying creature that now roams the realm. And here we've got, looks to be like a hydra, some type of snake. Lots of texture. I can feel it just when I'm touching the miniature. This is very well done and very cool mini. That's one that's definitely worth painting. Trying to put him back. Here it looks like we got his bigger little brother. I'm not quite sure. He only has one head, but once again, an awesome mini. These guys feel a little, that spear there's a little delicate. Try to, well, it's not a spear, it's an axe. So, yeah, that one's going to take some, getting some give. Be careful, that feels delicate. We've got a whole slew of, looks to be almost like warriors returned from the dead. Someone to either protect or destroy Avalon, not quite sure. Here we've got something that was maybe once a mermaid. This mini's in two pieces, or it's just trying to fool you to think it's a mermaid, and it's going to eat you and kill you. So, yeah, let's watch out for that one. Here we've got a zombified wolf. Still looks like the proud noble creature that wolves are. Love the detail that we can see just on the base, walking on the rocks. Definitely a neat mini. Here we've got some type of fallen angel, ghost of the lake. Lots of detail on the base. I love how every base is different. Very cool. We've got a Doulahan here, and I only know that from playing Village Attacks, with the ripped spine, the head in the back, the headless horseman who is now terrorizing the lands. Here we have, once again, maybe some sort of creature, almost angelic, but now you can see by the goat's head and the horns that it's something far more sinister and demonic. Now this I recognize from the box cover and also from one of the characters. This is the knight errant that is now roaming the lands. Not sure who he serves, but he's clearly not on the side of justice. And here we've got a corrupted elk who is maybe the king of the forest. Kind of looks a little kingly. This almost looks like a crown. Not sure yet. Definitely looking forward to getting it all to the table and learning more about everyone. And there you have it. That is what we got in the first wave of Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. Now keep it right here, and I'll be coming back at you shortly with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when we do our unboxing for Wave 2 of Tainted Grail, not sure when it's coming, but sometime in 2020, YouTube will make sure that you know when the video will be released. Also, down below in the video description, you can find links to all of our social media feeds. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You want to see the box that this came in. You want to see pictures of Julie and I playing the game. Well, they're all on our social media feeds. And don't forget, keep playing games.